4 college students went to sleep on the night of November 13th, 2022, in a house they shared in Moscow, Idaho. Young, happy, whole lives ahead of them. By morning, 3 of them were gone, and a 4th was dying. And the man who did it was a PhD student who had spent years studying exactly how killers think. Meet Bryan Kohberger, and one of the most chilling true crime cases America has seen in years. Kaylee Goncalves was 21, Madison Mogen was 21, Xana Kernodle was 20, and Ethan Chapin, Xana's boyfriend, had just turned 20. 4 young people sharing a house near the University of Idaho. Normal college life, late nights, laughter, plans for the future. Sometime after 4 in the morning, someone broke into their home. The crime scene was so violent that responding officers could not immediately identify the victims. Blood on the walls, blood on the floors. The coroner would later say that a tremendous amount of force had been used. 2 other roommates were in the house that night. They survived. One of them told police she had seen a figure in the hallway, a man in a mask, with, quote, bushy eyebrows. The whole country went into shock. No motive, no suspect. A small college town completely terrified. Then investigators started working backward. Phone data placed a white Hyundai Elantra near the house multiple times in the weeks before the murders, including on the night itself. DNA from a knife sheath found at the scene was traced through a public genealogy database. They narrowed it down, and they found Bryan Kohberger, a 28-year-old PhD student at Washington State University, just 12 miles from the victim's house, enrolled in the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology, studying how and why people commit crimes. He was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania on December 30th, 2022, 47 days after the murders. Investigators found black clothing, gloves, multiple computers, and hard drives, and his Amazon order history showed he had purchased a K-bar hunting knife before the murders, and then deleted the purchase record afterward. He had also driven past the victim's house multiple times in the months before the attack. Investigators believe he had been watching them. His classmates described him as very intelligent but selfish. A fellow teaching assistant told police that Kohberger had unexpectedly scratch marks on his face and injuries to his knuckles around the time of the murders. When asked what happened, Kohberger said he had been in a car accident. For 2.5 years, Kohberger maintained his innocence. His lawyers filed motion after motion. They got the trial moved to a different city, claiming a fair jury was impossible in a small town. Then 1 month before the trial was set to begin, he pleaded guilty. In a packed courtroom, a judge asked him one by one, "Did you murder Kaylee Goncalves?" "Yes." "Did you murder Madison Mogen?" "Yes." "Did you murder Xana Kernodle?" "Yes." "Did you murder Ethan Chapin?" "Yes." No emotion, no tears, no explanation. On July 23, 2025, he was sentenced to 4 consecutive life terms in prison without the possibility of parole. He was given the chance to speak at sentencing. He declined. The murder weapon has never been found. The motive has never been explained. Why that house? Why those 4 people? Why 2 roommates were spared and 4 were not? Nobody knows. And the judge himself said at sentencing that no answer Kohberger could give would approach anything resembling rationality. One of the surviving roommates stood in court and described living with panic attacks that come out of nowhere. She said she spent months sleeping in her mother's bed. She said she makes escape plans everywhere she goes now, every room, every building, every street, just in case. She was barely 19 years old when it happened. Kaylee's father stood up and looked Kohberger directly in the eye and said, "Today we are here to finish what you started." Kohberger looked back and said nothing. He will die in prison, but the families of Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan will spend the rest of their lives wondering why. That is the case. Nova out.